anyway, I had to go to county lockup 30 days, and I got out, and my friends, like any good military friend should do, said, "You want to like pay rent or get food? No, let's throw a party and invite whores and have a gangbang."
Hey, welcome back to Four for the Road, everybody. I'm Rose Punk Rock, and we got Drifter and Mac with us today. We're just kind of chilling out, hanging out. You know, it's getting real close to the holidays for a lot of us. So, Mac, how you been, brother?
Man, I'm good. Just maintaining and trying to live through everything going on this end.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that, man. Mm. And the Rona, that's fucking your days up too, right, Drifter?
What are you talking about, my? Are you saying I got it? Is that what you're going at right here?
I mean,
Easy.
well, maybe. I mean,
I just got Alzheimer's. That's all I got.
and ED.
Hey, easy, easy. Come here, I'll show you. So, hey, we have a special dedication out to Jerry for this episode because Jerry's always watching.
He is always watching. He wants to know where. He wants to know how many mandatories you have a year. He wants to know where your gun's at on your bike when you're riding.
What's the address to your president's house? Because you just normal conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Let's not keep going down there. It'll get weird.
so
That's
I still contend that every time you look at Matt, you just look at his face. He needs to be on a Caribbean beach, walking down the beach with a couple of women under each arm. Just look at him, man.
I don't dispute those facts. The
See,
Caribbean versus Oklahoma, the Caribbean wins every time.
yeah.
Isn't Oklahoma the Caribbean of the Midwest?
Shit.
He says shit. See,
It's
I don't
got
know,
great
man.
beaches there.
See, I look at Mac, and I just find it hard to believe he got like this man's got adult children. Like this dude looks like he's my age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't look.
That explains the drink in your hand.
Yeah. Is that butter pecan?
There's apple pie.
That's apple pie. You got any of that
Yep.
butter pecan left?
No.
Motherfucker.
Hey.
I was gonna have to make a donation.
So what's the riding weather out there like in Florida and Oklahoma? Right up here, it's nice, but it's cold as fuck.
Well, for us yesterday, last 2 days was 60s, and then you step outside today, and it's like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
It's fucking cold. Yeah, man, it's pretty fucking cold down here too, man.
Oh, shut up.
Fuck you, old man. It was.
Florida. Shut up.
I'll tell you what, man. Here, because I took screenshots and I sent it to my father because he doesn't believe me that it gets freezing down here.
Oh my God, you had to wear a long sleeve shirt. Is that what happened?
Oh my god, guys!
Who do we send the donations to for all the money that you're gonna need to get over this?
Wow, there we go. So, since screenshot to my father, it was 32 degrees today when I woke up.
At your father's house?
No, here in Florida, you jackass. It doesn't get that cold in San Diego, man.
Yeah, I went to boot camp in San Diego, and I went December 22nd. What's today's date? Yesterday marked 36 years ago that I went to boot camp in San Diego.
You were
Damn.
old fuck, bro. I mean, congratulations on that milestone. You know that.
Yeah, have you retired yet? No.
Jackass. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
All right then.
Hey, man,
I
I only got.
suppose we should probably go talk about motorcycle shit. Uh-oh, look at that.
You gotta get you one of those, bro.
I'm trying, bro.
So
Try-
Mac just showed us his is that a dependent ID card?
Shit. Man,
Anyway,
I'm trying,
that's all
man.
inside
I
jokes.
got 2 tours left and I'm done.
I think what are you gonna do?
I'm fucking, I don't know, mooch off the government's tit like you.
Damn.
Nah, you bust your ass, man. I can't talk shit about that. Nah, man, if everything works out the way I'm planning it working out, me and my business partner, we're gonna have a brick and mortar store up in the Yorktown area and use that as a fabrication shop as well. Because like I mentioned it a couple shows ago that the clothing part is really just to kind of set money aside so that way we can start working on manufacturing parts.
What
And
bastard son? Is that it?
yep, Bastard Sons. And yeah, we're hoping to just make cool parts for people that are affordable, and like if you go to Vance and Hines or whatever, you look at exhaust systems, you're looking at like a $3,000 exhaust system. We want to make like our top of the line shit. It's going to be like $800, you know.
You're gonna be like the Wish of motorcycle parts. What's up with that?
Wow.
What's
Wow.
I'm talking about price wise, not quality. Come
Oh,
on.
what's
sure.
what's
Okay,
your
night
time frame?
moves.
Was that Mac?
What's your time? What punk rock? What's your time frame for that?
The time frame we're looking at about 4 to 6 years is
Oh
really
shit, done prospecting by then.
shit.
I can make some introductions for you, man. Don't worry.
Make sure you have enough time to, handle your priorities. That's all.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen when I get the VA player. I know what's gonna happen.
So, hey, there's a good topic. What about guys trying to prospect for clubs being active duty? Is it possible? Is it good idea, bad idea? What?
It's 100% possible. I've seen me do it. Like, and not even just for veterans clubs. For anyone. Now, okay, I'm not recommending that an active duty service member with any sort of real time left on his clock prospects for a 1% club. Now, it's nothing against the 1% organizations. It's just what the government believes they are, right? We all know what the truth is. The government, they see something completely different, and that's going to fuck up your paycheck, player. And I know both of you gentlemen can attest to this. This ain't a cheap lifestyle. So you need that paycheck. But I think if you're going to look, if you're an active duty service member and you want to join a club, I think that you should go for it. Personally, and once again, this is no disrespect to any 1% organization or their support clubs, but I would say that you should stay away from those just because that could start fucking with your security clearance. Um, but if you're looking at, affiliate clubs or just a mom and pop or a nationwide 99, I say fucking go for it, man.
So, hey, Mac, what kind of special considerations do you think vets should take whenever they're thinking about prospecting for a club active duty?
I think they should definitely hang around and see what type of understanding and demands that chapter or that club is going to have for them being active duty. Because let's face it, there's a lot of vets out here in these clubs across the board that they get it, they understand the sacrifice it takes to be active duty. But then on the flip side of that coin, you have those that they've never experienced it and they don't truly understand it. You know, I do have to agree with Punk Rock on that as far as what type of club, because your security clearance and the not even going that deep into it, you're always going to have somebody in one of your squadrons, one of your shops that they could just happen to see you with them and go and make a report, and it changes your whole lifestyle as the way you know it being active duty, because I've seen it happen. He wasn't even the guy that it happened to. He was just in a support club, and the guy in the shop happened to see him one weekend. Went back, made a big deal out of it, and long story short, his career came to an end. Dishonorable at that. You just never know.
What about wearing your let's say you're in a club, right? and you're riding on base. And it's just a mom and pop 99 club, Joe's Motorcycle Club. What do you guys think about wearing your cut on base?
Okay, as far as the base that's here where I'm at, the only clubs allowed to wear theirs on base are vet clubs.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're telling me the gate guard has some clue, some idea about who's who in the MC community?
Not necessarily. You may get by the gate guard, but you won't get. And I think that's base specific, depending on the assets that's at that base.
I personally, I just think that those are two different worlds that should never meet. While you're active in both of them, right?
Yep.
Like when I was in a club in San Diego, I wore my shit till about 2 or 3 miles away from base. I'd turn off into some apartment complex. I'd take my rags off. I'd roll them up. I'd put them in my bag. I'd lock my bag, and then I'd go to work. But nothing on my bike or nothing on my person signified that I was in a club. Just because I don't want those two worlds to mix. Because you have, like Mac was saying, it doesn't even have to be something huge like a 1% diamond or anything like that. But you get some kid in there that thinks that he watched a couple episodes of Sons of Anarchy, or he knows a guy with a motorcycle that wants to act tough and knows what he's talking about. That's how you get fucked up. And like Mac said, your career's over. There was a member of a special warfare team in Virginia, I believe it was, who was a member of a club, a well-known club, we'll say, and he got snatched up, and his 18-year career was ended.
Yeah, actually, it was my guy in my community, and he wasn't a very well-known club, and it was a 19 years, got kicked out, bad conduct discharge, no retirement, nothing.
And
he didn't actually break the law at the time. The point is he was member of a club that was deemed an outlaw motorcycle club, and when the RICO hit, just being a member of that club, you were automatically brought up on that charge.
And see, that's some shit that it irritates me, right? Because you look at a guy, 19 years, and you look at his service record, right? He's got no non-judicial punishments. He's got no court martials. He may have a few, like what we call in the Navy, like a counseling shit, like a bad write-up. Maybe a couple of those over 20 years. And then just because he's a member of a motorcycle club, all that goes away. He had stellar service. I don't believe he had any. I think he had like a couple of tickets was in the write-up that I read. He had a couple of speeding tickets in the last 5 years, but nothing super illegal or reckless or dangerous or anything like that. And they just fucked him up just because he was a member of a 1% club.
Yes, they did.
Nope.
But I mean, I still hold firm to my, and I'm just going to use, I'll use your club and the Booze Fighters as an example. Is I know plenty of booze fighters. I know of, right, just to make that clear. Booze fighters in San Diego that are active duty guys that are killing it. They're doing great in their careers. They're great brothers in their club, but they separate those two worlds, right? They don't. I mean, they might help like one of their younger brothers that's trying to come up in the ranks. They'll help him out with career advice and stuff like that. But it's never like when you meet him, be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Senior Chief?" It's just, "Oh, hey, that's so and so." There has to be a hard line dividing those two worlds. And
being a retired guy, I can tell you that I wear my shit on the base every chance I get, but I'm retired, so they can kiss my ass.
So I mean, for an active guy, like I just don't want people to get fucked up by dude, we're very communal creatures, man. So like it's not uncommon, especially like in big military towns, to see multiple clubs hanging out in one area having a great time. right? So it's very easy for the government to draw a straight line between this mom and pop club and a 1% club just because they were seen at a bar together. And it doesn't even have to be like they came together, they showed up together, but something as simple as being within 15 feet of this guy is enough for the military to say, you guys were associated, that's bad, you're bringing discredit upon you, discredit upon your family, discredit upon your cow, and you're out of the military, for going and having a beer.
I could tell you who gave the most headaches to people. It was the senior enlisted guy, the command sergeant major or the command master chief. If you get a guy in that position who thinks motorcycle clubs are gangs, then you're screwed. There's nothing you can do to fight against it while you're active duty. So, I agree with you guys. Just don't take the chance.
Yeah. I actually know a guy he's been prospecting for your club, Boots Fighters, for a while. He's active duty, and it is a clear separation, and life is hard for him.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and see, and that's like even the booze fighters, like that's that's it's they're their own entity. They do their own shit. They go fuck with who they want to fuck with, and that's it. You don't read stories about how the government's trying to paint them in a bad light. You don't read stories about how the government's trying to shut them down and doing all this, that, and the third, right? I mean, the cops will fuck with them because they're bikers, but even something like that, people are still afraid to pursue. And like I said, I don't think that active duty guys should not join clubs strictly because they're active duty. I think if you're in a position to where you can balance being a good brother and being a good service member, then I think, you know what, fucking go for it. If your club is not going to fuck with your income, because I don't know, and if it's a good club, to be honest, if it's a good club, they're gonna tell you, hey man, why don't you hang out while you're active duty? Like you can come to our events, you can buy our support gear, you're welcome at like the open houses at the clubhouses and shit like that, but just don't try to pursue membership here right now because we don't want to get in the way of your career. We don't want to get in the way of your cash flow, because your baby still got to eat, and we have a man on our staff where a good friend of mine had hit them up and said, "Hey, look, like I'm interested in coming this way and blah blah blah," and the member told him the same thing, like, "Hey, bro, like we appreciate it, we appreciate the support. Come hang out, but I'm not going to touch you while you're active duty."
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs that won't do that.
Yep.
But I don't know. I to an extent I understand the stigma between being an active guy and being in a club, but having lived it, and I realized I was in a mom and pop club, but having lived it, it's pretty easy to separate those two worlds. It's like when Chief asks you or your first sergeant asks you, like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" Be like, "Oh, I'm going riding with some friends." Oh, okay, that's it. You don't have to go into super deep details on that.
Well, eventually they do find out. You know,
Yeah.
most of the time they do. So what are you going to do,
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not putting yourself in a position to get fucking caught up doing some stuff that's going to be detrimental to your career, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Like there was I'm not gonna put club names out there, but there was
Oh, now you're not going to. Okay.
yeah,
Just check it.
yeah. Well, I only know one guy in this club, so I'm not going to talk about the club. But I know a guy that was in a club in San Diego, and he tried to keep it under wraps that he was in a club until we ran into each other at a fucking COC meeting, and he was just like, "Oh fuck." But obviously everything was cool. Like I'm not gonna fucking tell you ain't gonna tell me like we're good. Somebody found out about it. But they just asking questions about it. I know they pulled him into the office. They, like, "Hey, like, what do you guys fucking do?" Like, oh man, gave him some fucking whatever answer and couldn't find any silly shit posted on Facebook of fucking, doing dumb shit. Then there's no reason for them not to be allowed in that organization.
Do you think the deployments, whenever you're gone for 6, 8 months a year, you think that is a reason why you should not join a motorcycle club while you're active duty?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, great show, guys.
No. A lot of clubs have clauses for that. Like, hey, look, like this member, we're not going to charge him dues while he's on deployment or while he's, if he's going to be gone for X amount of days, we're not going to charge him dues or anything like that. And, while I was prospecting, I went on a 3-month operation. I was lucky enough to still have my cell phone and, kept in contact with my patch holders, and I even met some of the local clubs that were where I was at. And that was pretty cool. But I mean, as long as everybody knows what's going on, I don't see it being an issue. As long as it's communicated clearly, like, hey, like I'm in a deployable status, I could leave for anywhere from a week to 8 months, 9 months, at a time. I think, just like anything else in the world, I think communication is going to heal that and make it to where it's not an issue.
Yeah, there you go. Communication. That's it.
Yep.
So, Mac, what did you do in the military?
I was a instructor air surveillance technician on AWACS.
Oh.
Okay, so I don't know what that is.
The big plane with the black and white radar dome on top that spins around.
He's the guy that can spy in your bedroom from 1,000 miles away.
Hey, man, I'm not spy.
I ain't seen nothing. Rona.
No.
So were you in a motorcycle club whenever you were active duty?
Thankfully, no.
So
thankfully, no, because some of the way it went with our missions and show times and stuff like that, with the military, with my job having the 12 hours bottle to throttle, it just wouldn't have worked. I don't, I mean, as a prospect, yeah, that's fine if you don't allow your prospects to drink, but you're still supposed to get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, crew rest. And I know for a fact that if I know my brothers were out having a good time somewhere, I would want to be there.
Yeah.
So that, and I didn't have a bike then. So.
Oh, that kind of helps you not being in a club if you don't have a bike. Yeah. Well, I mean, that might be new information for some of these motherfuckers running around there.
Wait, are you saying you have to have a bike to be in a club?
That's the rumor that I'm hearing.
Show me where that's written.
Yeah, I think in the title, Motorcycle Club.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, it does a lot. And it's usually in those clubs that you hear about, bitching about how they're not validated or how they feel accepted in the community. But I guess it just is what it is. So with all this, with dumb shit, because we've been getting a lot of dumb shit sent to the inbox. And I mean dumb shit like whack fucking colors and, like dudes showing up, like getting caught in their cars with their fucking colors on and shit. With that kind of fuckery going on, do you think that that's something like that's a behavior that has to be checked? Or do you just kind of let those idiots go about their business and just watch them fizzle out?
So I'll tell you a story about something that happened with me and my club. And I'm a firm believer in education. You got to tell these guys. You got to be nice and just tell them. So I had met a guy who was kind of interested in hanging out. It didn't work out for many reasons. And then a year later, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting at a table, and across from me is my president and my vice president sitting right next to him. And the guy sees me, and he comes over and goes, "Hey, man, it's great to see you." And I stand up, shake his hand. He kind of introduces himself, but not really. And then he looks, and then keep in mind he's now in a new club that's a mail order club, right? But he wants to pretend like he's in a real club. So it's three-piece patch and the whole thing. So he looks over at my president and my vice president and doesn't say shit to them. Like he just says hi to me, and then he walks off. And so and it goes to just what you were just saying. Do you let that go? I mean, do you go pop him in the head? Instead, I went out there and I explained to him that, well, if you're going to be wearing a three-piece cut, here's how you should have done that. You saw me, you should come over, you said hi, and then immediately turn to the president and vice president and introduce yourself, the full spiel about who you are and who you're with. And then you can talk to me and say, hey, remember when, and all that kind of horse shit. And I explained all that to him, and he seemed like he got it. I hope he did, but we'll see.
I
Oh, so
think
this
you're
is rather new.
I think he's correct on that. You can take it like that and make it an educational moment the first time, because some people just don't know. I had an incident not that long ago. I'm talking to a big brother, 1%er, and this guy just comes right up in the middle of the conversation.
Mm.
And I told him, I said, I got this. And I kindly explained to him how that could have went, why you don't do that. No, you just sit over there and wait until you're acknowledged, or move around and come back later. You have to take educational moments like that, and you have to put them on a scale of what type of education they need to get out of that.
Yeah. I agree. You can't just let it go, though. If you just let it go, that's going to breed more, and he's going to bring in guys into his club or whatever you want to call it, and then they're going to learn just from him to act the stupid way, and then other guys are going to see that and just think that's normal. And next thing you know, you're this one lone minority who's trying to do things right, and that's not what you want.
So does that, when you get ready to educate somebody, does anything like what kind of worries go through your mind when you're getting ready to have that conversation?
For me, I don't know how arrogant they're going to be about it. I don't know how arrogant they're going to be about their ignorance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking. You don't know if he's going to sit there and go, okay, yeah, oh, I get it, or if he's going to cop an attitude, which means you have to, have a little attitude, and then it gets ugly.
I think the only time I've seen what should have been an education get out of hand is I was at this house and brought I was a guest of somebody else, right? He had brought another guy, and we were the only two white guys like running around this clubhouse, right? And I mean, it was a great fucking time. His homie got kind of uncomfortable, and said, "Hey, like I'm gonna leave." He's like, "All right, hey, before you leave though, you gotta go thank these guys for letting you in your house. Like they open themselves up to you. You gotta go thank them. If you see them in a full patch, go say thanks and then fucking dip out." Well, this guy took that very seriously, which he should have, right? But he was standing there. This one guy's on the phone. This one patch holder's on the phone. And he's just standing there, probably about 4 or 5 feet away from him, just waiting for him to get off the phone so he could say thank you before he could leave. It was the last guy, right? So I kind of pointed it out to my homie. He's like, yeah, go get him. He doesn't need to be just standing there, right? So, okay, cool. I get ready to go walk up to him, and Patch one finally gets off the phone before I got to my homie. And lights off on this dude about like, why the fuck are you just standing here? What the fuck is wrong with you? Just completely berating this guy in front of everybody. I can, like, looking around, kind of tell, like, even his brothers were kind of like, hey man, you don't need to go that way. But I think that's the only time I've really seen education kind of get out of hand. Luckily, we were able to get there before something else happened. We're just like, hey, like, you got it, it's cool. Walk away. I don't know if that dude's still in. If he is, he's a fucking hothead. I wouldn't, but
Well, I'm not hanging out with you, dude.
no, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit, dude. You don't want to hang out with me anyway. Just over here eating Fritos and shit.
Now you can't let that stuff go, man. You gotta at least try to correct it. And a minor course change that early on can save them a whole lot of headaches later on.
Yeah, and view of the scene too, right? Because this guy obviously had no other experience with the culture, and if this is like one of your first experiences in the MC world, that's just gonna put a bad taste in your mouth about the whole fucking thing.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have been leering over the guy while he was on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, I understand both sides of it, right? But
I'm a grumpy old dude, man. I'll tell a dude that you need to back the fuck up.
yeah,
So hey, I was listening to the podcast with Trash, man. That dude sounds right on.
yeah, man, it was just sitting there soaking up information, you know.
That's that's one of the things that I wish more people would find the time to do, is to go back and listen to podcasts like that, and to just any of it when you have somebody like that on there that's giving them free education, pretty much a look inside to how things should go, how you should act, stuff like that. But instead, if you're not cracking jokes or talking about pussy or something like that, they tend to get uninterested.
And
And
that's a
that's
shame.
well, you know what? I'm really happy. So when I was looking at the stats for that episode a couple hours ago before we got on, normally over the weekend our episodes don't do so well, and it's throughout the week. People are listening to us while they're at work or while they're riding to work or something like that, right? Um, that episode had 300 views on just on one like on just Spotify. It had like 297 listens in a day, which
Nice.
kind of fucking blew me away. I wasn't expecting that fast, right?
Look out, Joe Rogan. We're coming for you.
Hell yeah. Except, we're gonna be bringing baseball bats and shit like that because that motherfucker could fight,
Yeah.
Well, it was probably just being re-recorded, and it's going to be rebroadcast in Dutch by another page.
Yeah, somebody over there taking notes and shit like that, writing it up like it's theirs.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that lately. Other pages ripping us off. What the hell?
Yeah, and the 1% diamond started in 1947.
Oh, like I said, I wanted to bag on that guy, but he was just so gracious about the whole thing, and he
No,
seems like a pretty cool dude.
no, he is, dude. And I saw how he responded to both of you.
Yeah,
Fucking 5 stars. Would recommend.
yeah.
It's just rusty assholes on that page. Not even a rusty assholes. Just that one.
Old double barrel. Look out.
Fucks it up for everybody.
So it's amazing that we'll put something out on our page, and then 2 or 3 days later, we'll see what we put out just reworded a little bit, and sometimes even using the same damn picture we did. So simmer down, guys. If you need help, shoot us an inbox, man. We'll help you out, man.
Right? Not a big deal. Dude, that's the shit that fucking I mean, I'm not cool enough to have them plagiarize my shit, but but I don't remember what article it was, but I remember it was one of yours, Jim. It was like I read it, and then the next article, like the next thing on my Facebook feed was that page, and I started reading it, and they just copy pasted the entire motherfucking thing. They just took out your signature, added something different, and then posted it. It's just like, damn. Like, what are the fucking chances?
It's happened before.
Hey,
We had
imitation is a
yeah.
form of flattery, right?
Yeah, we had a guy doing that. He was cutting out our articles from various different writers and putting it on the page for his club, saying that he wrote all that shit. But one of the club guys was a follower of the page, and he called him out, and then let us know that he called this guy out, and that this guy's in deep shit for lying to his brothers. Which don't do, boys and girls. Don't lie to your brothers.
Unless you say that you didn't do an episode because you had a migraine, and then you tell them that you like fell off.
Who here has migraines? Who's that?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, it's okay to lie to your brothers.
So Macc, hey, for our big ass adventure run, man, we're coming to see you in September. That's gonna be awesome.
I saw that.
Yeah,
It's not even God willing anymore. It's Corona willing.
Is there any special requests you guys have?
I think you're drinking it.
Butter pecan. Butter pecan. Always butter pecan.
Okay, well. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, man. That's going to be nice. I have some brothers in that area too. We'll see if we can all get together and just have a big hoedown.
Sounds. I saw that the other day, and I said, "Huh." I see some of the other stuff in the inbox of people pulling you other directions and saying, "Hey, well, if you come up here, meet with me here." And I refrained from replying and saying, "Well, I might just join them." I said, "Nah,
Yeah.
well, certain things are allowed, certain things aren't." So
Sure, I get it. But as much as you can, please.
Oh, I most definitely won't miss it. I won't miss it.
Fuck, ride with us all the way out west, man.
You sure you know what you're asking for with that?
It sounds like a good
Fuck
time.
them all.
I don't...
We do what we want.
Oh shit.
See Mac pulling up with a sidecar. Be like, "What's all that?" That's moonshine, fella.
No, you'll see me deactivate my personal page for the next.
And then he starts breaking everybody's camera that's anywhere near him.
Right? Like, bro, come on, it's for the show.
Who's got their location on?
It's going to be a good time, man. We're really looking forward to it. Like I said, we're going to start out there in St. Louis. We got some guys there. We're going to meet up, going out to Kansas City, meeting with some guys out there. We're setting that up. And if it's the club that we're trying to get with, man, that's going to be absolutely fucking awesome when it comes to history. Sliding down to OKC, see our buddy Mac. And from there, I don't know, just west. We'll see.
It seemed like that part of the trip fell in really quick. And then, like, I know you and Dave are working on it too. And it's just like, I always wait to hear for an update and be like, "So what's the plan?" Like, all right, so we got up to OKC. Like,
don't wait for Andar to make a plan. You know how Andar works, man. Don't wait for him to make a plan. He calls you about 2 hours outside of your town. "Hey, I'm coming to your town." Okay, shit.
Yeah. I've seen his map, dude. It's like Michael J. Fox trying to draw a straight line, man. It just ain't.
And he wants to take a different route home. So,
Well, it kind of sounds like that was the plan anyway. Because I'm gonna try to make that a 3-day trip and just haul ass to get home. Because if we leave early September, I cannot not be here on the 16th.
September, because you're planning on pinning on Chief September 16th?
Shit.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. It's my son's birthday.
Well, hell yeah, you got to be home for that.
Yeah. So, come hell or high water, Dad's gonna be here.
Well, right on.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I missed that motherfucker's first birthday, and he knows about it, but he always wants to rub that shit in my face. It's like, bitch, you don't even remember. Like, fuck.
Well, he's scarred for life now. Or he has an excuse for life, one or the other.
You ain't even got an excuse for shit. Especially after this Christmas, man. I done fucked myself up for this little motherfucker's Christmas.
What's the matter, Mac?
Hey, I bought my last gift card and delivered it today. I'm done.
Man, how's that feel?
Anybody who doesn't get anything, I'm sorry, but I just officially called it done today.
Must be nice.
Well, I do have grown kids.
I have grown kids too, but then I
Well,
have two
but
younger ones.
but see, I'm not a grandparent yet, so I've got that leisure. My nieces and nephews, they're all taken care of. But like this would be my son's first Christmas of getting joint gifts since he's married. So yeah, it's not just you anymore. You guys, your gift is combined. Merry Christmas.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
And next Christmas will be his first Christmas of getting a phone call for Christmas.
He's a great kid. He's actually deployed right now, so just I know he's looking forward to coming home.
Awesome,
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Well, thank him for us for what he's doing over there, man. No, that shit ain't easy.
Oh yeah, will do. He's more than ready to come home.
Yeah, is he?
So
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 what do you
did he
think
follow?
about what do you guys think about your kids one day joining a motorcycle club?
uh, I don't know. You know, uh, my son didn't. He didn't get the exposure that I got when my pops first brought the first motorcycle of my life home. My son was quite a bit. He was quite a bit older. Grew up with his mom, so for him it's a little bit different. For me, 4 years old, he brings this thing in the house. It's done. It's a mom taught it for years. It didn't. It's done. I think I'm on bike number 6 now. It's wrap.
Oh,
So,
Mac got bit.
oh yeah, running out with my little purple helmet that had glitter in it with no shoes on, trying to jump on the back every time he started it.
Don't you wish you still had that helmet?
No,
Come on, man, that's disco.
man, only if it would have been autographed by Prince. Other than that, no.
What was Prince riding in Purple Rain? Was it Kawasaki?
Oh,
It was all purpled out.
It was something,
yeah, like that was.
dude.
I'm sure one of the listeners will let us know in the comments.
They will.
He had that thing lowered though.
Because he's so
Yeah,
short.
he's not a big dude. No, that's where Ludacris got all his tricks from. Is what they had to do for Prince to make him look tall. Nah, man, I don't. Honestly, man, I don't even see my son riding when he gets older. I shared it with him. We used to go riding all the time and shit like that. But he's also getting to that point where I'm just kind of another person that lives in this house. I'm not daddy anymore. So.
Wow.
Well, your wife's been there for a while now, so.
Yeah. Oh, you're a dick.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, he's becoming a teenager, and I'm not fine with that. I miss my little baby, who he'd on my street bob before I had a back seat and a sissy bar. I just had a little net, and I put a hoodie under there, and he used to just put his feet on top of my shocks and hold on real tight, and we'd just go fuck off around the neighborhood and shit. But yeah.
See, my oldest daughter, she talked about it for a while, and it was just a lot of drinks and thoughts going through my head, and it finally passed. She finally just moved on to something else.
Yeah. Good.
So
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna ride. And my daughter, she don't care too much for it. It's one of those like she's got to be in the moods for it. Because I'll ask her all the time, like, "Hey babe, come on, let's go around the block." She's like, "Nah, it's hot outside." Like, fine then.
that's because it's with you, Dad.
There you go.
Wait wait till Chuck and the mullet comes along.
Chuck and the mullet.
Chuck
It
the
is
Mullet
Florida.
have a hard time getting to her. You know what I'm saying, player? That's Eddie and some of his friends gonna be waiting. All right, that's.
Well, it is Florida, so.
Yeah.
Oh no, that ain't. She's 7. I ain't gotta worry about that. Not yet.
But you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah,
Loretta Lynn, coal miner's daughter.
yeah.
Where have you been? Me and Dew went riding. There you go.
Uh-oh. Mac just went deep south on your ass.
Did. God damn it! I'm not ready for that, man.
Well, it happens if you're ready or not. My daughter's in her late 20s now, and yes, but funny enough, she's the one that's interested in learning how to ride.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
so we'll see.
Yeah. I can support that though, because when I see women that have been brought up and got put on a slab, just as harder, even harder than some of the men that ride, you know, it just lets you know that, hey, somebody in their life took the time and taught them. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we were going through Memphis and I was going over the bridge. I had a little pucker syndrome going. I'm going about 85, and then I see her. Man, her braids flying back in the wind, feet kicked up as she passes me at about 130.
Jesus.
Damn.
I'm just like, wow. I said, yep, back to my 85.
Well,
Yeah,
right
dude,
on, man.
my homegirl, I know a lot of girls that do the distance shit too, man. In fact, my homegirl Chantel, she just went from Oklahoma down to San Diego just to go see her friends for a couple of days and go back by herself too. That was the only thing I warned her not to do is don't go by yourself. But she said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want to. I'm a grown ass woman. I don't need no man." And dude, she fucking killed it on the way there, killed it on the way back.
Well, the Motor Maids, established in 1946, one of their founders, her name was Dot. In her 80s, late 80s, she was still riding cross country to go to their nationals. So that's something.
Hell
Yeah. There's a lady out there in California. I won't call her out because I don't want to have to fight Blade and no Chame later on, but
yeah.
oh, Cali to Virginia in under 24 hours by herself. Straight.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, nothing but love for her. I mean, by herself. So what do you foresee in the next 10 years as some of the biggest changes on the club scene today?
Well, I think you are going to see a whole lot of brand new diamond clubs because if you go back a few years, 70s, 80s, things were still tightly controlled, and a three-piece patch was something that was earned, but now it's the normal. Anybody who's setting up a new club, it's automatically three-piece patch. I think now, today, everybody that's setting up a new club is just throwing a diamond on because that's the way it is. So I think 10 years from now, you're going to see a whole shit ton of diamond clubs, and whatever it is that you use to show you're an elite or special will go underground. Clubs will come up with their own versions of whatever a new one percenter is, and they won't tell anybody. They'll just know amongst themselves that that guy flying that particular patch is an elite member. I think that's where it's going to go.
I think we're approaching a fork in the road where a lot of older clubs are getting tired of seeing all the dumb shit, and they've been leaving it up to other people to kind of deal with because they're worried about court cases and shit like that. And I understand it. But I think they're either in the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to see it get a lot better or a lot worse when it comes to like pop-up clubs but I think in the next 5 or 10 years, we'll see just kind of the weird shit like pop-up clubs wearing war rockers, and clubs getting real close to other clubs kind of image where, they look a lot like that club's patch and they have a similar sounding name, but, nobody wants to fucking do anything because of, you catch a case, I think we're going to get to the point where it stops. The education is going to overwhelm people and they're going to want to do the right thing. Or I think fuckery is just going to run rampant and we're going to see a new age of just weird shit, which kind of contributes to what you were talking about, how, you'll see other patches that nobody knows what the fuck that signifies except for members of that club.
It's something I've seen, mom and pop clubs with property of patches.
God, okay.
What the hell does? First of all, why? Why?
Somebody else.
Why? Because you saw it somewhere else and you thought it was cool. That's why. Yeah. Same thing with the diamond.
So, let me get y'all's take on this. What do you think about like modified property of patches? Because I see, I don't really know of a good example without like putting business out there. But instead of saying like property of member, it has something that's kind of specific to their club with the member's name on it.
Like Punk Rock's lady.
Yeah. And then there's like affiliated stuff on the patch,
Yeah.
So what do you guys feel about that?
I can understand it. I mean, if I follow what you're, let's say you were in a motorcycle club, the Mars Men, and the ladies had a little patch that said Mars Lady, Lady of Punk Rock. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So stay away from property of. Leave that to the 1% clubs.
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that? As a mom and pop club, why would you do that?
Same way we see pop-up diamonds. Somebody else is doing it. Why not?
Exactly. Why? Oh, Max over there shaking his head.
Yeah. He's showing a lot of restraint for this episode.
No. No. I'm out of apple pie, so.
Oh, is that? That's the problem right there.
But never fear.
Ooh, what's that?
Cran grape.
Ooh.
Do you make this stuff yourself?
I do.
Oh, hell.
That's why I was telling him I'm going to start having to send him donations next time that butter pecan makes an appearance.
OKC, here we come.
I can see it now. What the last known location was.
So what are y'all's parting words for our guests today?
Stop doing stupid shit. Just stop. Just be you. Unless you're an asshole, and then be somebody else.
Think before you ask questions. If you're not in that club, before you ask that question, think how you would feel if it was your club and somebody asked you your club's business that wasn't in your club. Just take a quick second and think about it.
Like how many mandatories you guys have every year? Where do you go? What's your president's name?
What does this mean on your pack?
So, hey, well, Mac, thank you so much for taking some time with us today, man. We appreciate you. I know Jim's got some family to get back. We just want to thank you guys listening at home for all the love and support of the project that we're doing here. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And then, you know what? Andor is still kind of mad that we didn't get a lot of seatbelt titties. So maybe have your friends hook them up with some of that in the inbox. And hey, once again, we appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next week.